Hi, this is Mary from Kamaj Fiber Arts, and today we're going to show you how to spin these really pretty colorful comb tops so they don't turn into a muddy color. I'm going to show you how to spin from the fold two different ways, and how to do a long draw with a spin from the fold, and one other technique that you can break up the colors and make the colors pop more in your yarn so they're not all just a blended mess. Alright, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so first we'll work with this one. These custom dyed, really colorful comb tops you'll find in the spinning boxes. We do a different color and sometimes different blends each month, so this was one of them. Now with each top you can actually unfold it a little bit and it becomes pretty wide. So that's what I like to do, and to see kind of where the colors are. So the first thing I'm going to do is I will pull off a piece, and it's about that long. Now because it's a little bit wide and probably wider than my finger, because if I put it over my finger it's going to be pretty wide, so I will tear this in half. So I tore it in half and I opened that up as far as it will go. And then I'm going to place it over my finger. I'm placing it over my finger. Now my thumb and these two fingers are going to kind of hold it into place as it's pulled off my finger to spin. So I'm just going to start a little piece here. And my lead of many colors, I always leave a little bit of yarn on it from the previous spin. Okay, so I'm going to get going. Now this is spinning off the top of my finger. So what I'm doing is I am pulling off a little bit of one color, and then once that color is exhausted it will go into the next color. Can you see that? This is spinning from the flat of the finger. So I'm keeping the fiber kind of off the tip of my finger, and I'm spinning off the flat of the finger. This sort of spinning is very good for silk. Silk does really good spun from the fold. If you have a very slippery fiber, it's also good, but it's a good technique for multicolored. So with each strand, I'm really getting maybe just a couple colors in the strand instead of too many colors to make it look kind of muddy. Okay, so now to spin off the tip, I'm going to bring the yarn, so I'm sliding the yarn over the tip of my finger. And I'm spinning off the tip of my finger now. And again, it will go from one color to the next to the next. Now, when you're doing the tip of the finger or the end of the finger, you can also long draw. To long draw this way, I don't know, I just like to long draw anyway. And it just, again, just pulls from one color to the next color to the next color. So I'm seeing a shift of purple, you probably can't see it, to the yellow, then to the green. And then when you ply it, it will, okay, so we'll go back to the short draw off the end of the finger. And then when you ply it, it's going to be sort of kind of like a fractal, which is going to be really pretty. So these will keep your colors a little bit more pure. All right, so let's look at a different color, a different colorway. Okay, so this one has some lime green, royal blue, a dark blue, and like a seafoam green. So I'm going to pull off a top. Now with this color, you can very well spin from the end. What I like to do is I kind of like to see what colors are in the top and what colors will they turn into if I spin them blended. So that's something you'll need to kind of, you know, look into. Now this one is going to be okay spun in this way. because there's not a huge variation of colors. And again, if I was going to spin it from the fold, I will open it up, split it in half, try to open it up just a little bit more so we can get more of the colors a little bit more aligned. I'm going to put it over the top of my finger. The thumb and these two fingers are going to hold it, and it's gently because you want the fibers to slip through your fingers as it's being pulled off the top. This is spinning from the flat of the finger. And this is spinning from the end of the finger. You can also long draw. So these are a couple different ways that you can spin a dyed comb top to make it look not quite as muddied. Here's one that you're definitely going to want to split up. It has so many different colors in it that I think if you spun this across the top, you would end up with some really funky colors. Now, when I look at a dyed comb top, I never look at it and go, oh my gosh, that's horrible, and what color am I going to come up with? Well, you just never know, because sometimes colors that, I don't know, you wouldn't really think would go together would make a beautiful, beautiful yarn. Okay, so here's another way that you can split up the colors to be able to separate them out a little bit more. So again, I'm going to open up the top. Now this time I am going to actually tear off pieces of the top. So I have a couple colors there, and I might tear off another inch and just a few colors there. And another. So I'm trying to keep them a little bit more separated. So what I would do is I would spin this one first, and then I would spin that one next, and I'd spin this one next. So I would just spin them in succession. And because there's not as many colors in the little strips, there is less chance of them getting overly muddied if you would spin this all together. This is a yarn that I spun in that sort of technique. This was the watermelon colorway from one of the spinning boxes. And I spun it from the fold to get the colors a little bit more separated. But what's really cool is it gives it sort of a watercolor effect. The colors shift slowly, and it's really, really a pretty way to spin those dyed colorful comb tops. All right, you can catch me at CamashFiberArts.com, spinningbox.com, and you can find me on Facebook. So come and join us. We have a lot of fun. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.